I take my first steps out into the beautiful Bali and already is completely different than I had expected. I receive a big friendly hug from my tour guide Maka, and next thing I know I'm hopping on the back of a motorbike. I've been researching this place for months, googling up pictures of the beautiful beaches and jungles, but this is nothing like I had expected. As I ride through the cracked streets of Bali, we are honked at many times, not to be rude, but to say hi. That's how people are here. My tour guide drops my mom and I off at our hotel and gives us his contact information, some advice, and a warm goodbye for the evening. A few hours later, my mom and I take our first steps into the town for an evening walk. We stroll down the street and are greeted by a warm smile and hug from everyone we meet. We walk into shops and people actually strike up meaningful conversation. We sit down for dinner and people working there are happy to be there. I have only been here for about 6 hours and I couldn't feel more at home. 2 weeks later and I am more attached to this place than I ever knew was possible. This place was nothing like I had expected. The culture here was beautiful and loving, unlike back home in Marin. I had walked into this place expecting something completely different, and it had beaten the stereotypes I had in mind to the ground. I didn't really know what to expect when I came here. I just thought that everyone was poor. My friend had previously visited had also told me that people here were pretty needy and they would follow you around begging you for money. The stereotypes I had placed in my mind on these people were so wrong. The culture here is kind and loving and everyone looks out for each other. It is beautiful. If you fall, someone is always there to help you up. People here give and expect nothing in return. Bali was a 22-hour plane ride from San Francisco with a 5-hour layover in Taipei, but it felt like an entire separate world. In my head, I had assumed that since the country was more poor, the people would be different. Little did I know their happiness had nothing to do with the amount of money they had. Their happiness came from inside and it was pure and genuine. It wasn't fake happiness, the kind of happiness you feel when you get a new pair of Lululemons or a new iPhone. It was the kind that made you want to be a better person. It was the kind of happiness that would consume you and make you feel as if you were flying. When I came home to Marin, it was really hard for me to adjust. I had forgotten how uptight and rich people could be here. Not a day passed where I didn't think about this trip, and it will always take up a huge space in my heart.